What's really good, Joey's Club Nation? It is your boy Crooked Smile back with the gang. We got the one, the only Chef rocking the new Heel Team 6 design shirt. You want to cop one, make sure you hit him up for that. And I'm not even going to introduce this man. Jorge, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your quintessential Puerto Rican muffin, Jorge. I'm here, and as always, I've got my homie here, Orbit, because it's baseball season. So, Astros in 2-1, baby. We're taking the 2020 COVID-19 World Series this year, baby. We're taking that title.
You're not going to cheat for it this time, though, right?
Huh?
You're not going to cheat for it this time, right?
Man, yesterday they lost 7-6. We needed some banging yesterday.
What did you post on Instagram? Because I read it yesterday about your Astros.
Yeah, we lost. We had like 12 strikeouts. Like, guys looked lost. They needed some banging yesterday.
My man literally was like, "Yo, we need to start banging some cans again." Y'all started laughing. I was dying.
They looked at lost yesterday for a while there.
All right, so we're gonna jump onto the topic. We recently heard that AEW is actually starting a new tournament for a women's tag team championship. It's called the Deadly Draw. So there's going to be 16 females in this one. So technically it comes down to 8 teams if you guys don't know your math, or if you're living under a rock or you're semi-retarded. Either way, I helped you out with the basic math. So pretty much we only have like one team that's actually announced, and that's the Nightmare Sisters, or whatever they want to call themselves, and it's going to be Allie and Brandy Rhodes. Who do you guys think are going to be the participants, or who would you like to see tagged together during this whole tournament?
Well, I already know Jorge and me are going to completely agree with Diamante and Ivelisse.
They have to.
They have to.
You got three-way agreement there.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at two females that we all wanted to Impact Wrestling for the longest. Diamante, obviously, we know she got hurt when she was with LAX and whatever else that happens. But I'm going to tell you now, Diamante and Ivelisse, there's not another women group that I've seen on any of their pictures that could take Diamante Ivelisse. They're just more talented than everybody else. I like the name Nightmare Sisters. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a dope name. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a cool logo and everything, and I like it. But Brandy Rose is attached to this. And the issue with Brandy Rose is Brandy Rose can't wrestle. You know what I mean? Absolutely gorgeous. I've heard nothing but great things about her. Super sweet. But once again, I don't care how hot you are. If you're wrestling, please be able to wrestle so I can enjoy wrestling.
Don't be a Nia Jax.
Yeah. My bad, Jorge.
No, you're right. No, I mean, but yours. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So, that's my complete take on it, because I also don't know who else is coming in, but a lot of companies already have their women's division set. I don't know a lot of independent workers. So, listen, Ivelisse is super official. Diamante, they both bring. Ivelisse kind of reminds me of a female low key, kind of with that aggressive, very hard hitting style. And we all know Diamante, she's all over the place. She can fly off the top and do all types. I'm really excited to see a women's tag team showcased by these two women.
Yeah, no, and if you don't see it, Diamante still wears that LAX gear, like loud, proud, bro. Like, and it's still looking good. So, by the video package that they're showing.
Hold up, Jorge didn't get to say his piece.
I was just announcing a few people for him.
Oh, my fault. I'm always cutting you off. I apologize, homie.
I've been off the pod for what, two weeks?
2 weeks. You forgot about you.
Yeah, right? Jeez, man.
Nah. That ain't even like that.
But no, so a few people that are shown in the video package for you, Jorge, before I was rudely interrupted. So we got Penelope Ford, Big Swole, Nyla Rose. We already announced Diamante. I don't know. I feel Britt Baker might possibly make a return in time.
Is she healed with her leg?
I'm not 100% sure. That's why I said she might be.
I don't think she's healed yet, but she said that she'll be ready for Double or Nothing. So,
what is Double or Nothing?
Yeah, usually, they're the AEW show that they have every year. That started their whole AEW stuff. So usually that happens, late August, September. So
Wow, she's pushing it because she just like maybe 2 months ago got that injury.
so maybe it wasn't severe as everybody think it was, which is a good thing. I mean, for tag teams, I see, like you said, Ivelisse and Diamante. They're already been teaming together as Shimmer and Shine, as Las Zacarias. So
Yeah.
that's one team there. The Nightmare Sisters, which, God, Brandy, God bless her soul. She's gorgeous, but her wrestling, there's nothing there. I mean, the other teams that you can see is Dr. Brittany Baker teaming up with her homegirl there, the one who pushes the wheelchair.
Nobody cares.
Rebel.
Who?
Rebel.
Oh.
Rebel or Riva. So that could be one team right there. She calls it Riva. So that could be one team. You can have Nyla Rose and Swole be together, two big women, big powerful women be one team right there. You're gonna have to have the Latina team and then the black team. So that's Rose and Swole. And then you sprinkle in, Sarah J, who's gorgeous, 22-year-old gorgeous, Heather Moreau. There's so many females there that they haven't used that they use on Dark.
What's
that
that?
they could just use as tag teams. We already know who's going to win the damn tournament. It's going to be the Nightmare Sisters. So
Nah, no way.
Nah.
No way.
The way how things are seeing it up, Cody Rhodes is the TNT champion. You got the tag team champion is Kenny Omega and the other BP. And then the heavyweight champion, I mean, it used to be Jericho, and now it's Moxley. So I'm pretty sure they'll give it to the other BP, which is, Brandy Rhodes.
Nah, I think that right now with Brandy Rhodes, I don't think fans really ever got behind her. I don't think anybody ever sat there and said, "Damn, this is who it should be." And then to be completely honest with you, Allie hasn't done shit in AEW. So
she came out as Allie, and then came out as the Bunny, and then came out now with Brandy Rose now.
But she was also with the other guy, where she was like,
the Bunny with the Butcher and Blade.
Yeah, she's hopped around, and wasn't she with somebody else recently? Like she was trying to manage somebody else.
Yeah, QT Marshall.
So it's
part of the family. So
yeah, it's like they don't know what they're doing with her. And then let's keep it honest. Like Brandy Rhodes came out with Awesome Kong, and we haven't seen Awesome Kong since.
Yeah,
but it's just crazy because Brandy Rhodes, she does not fit. Like if she would do the Stephanie McMahon kind of thing and just be the voice, I'd have no problem with it because just don't get in the ring because you're not built for TV. That shit could work on the indies or a lowercase show, but when you're supposed to be the second or first show, there's no way Brandy Rhodes should be on TV.
Yeah, no. One person we're actually forgetting about, like, which would be strange to tag her with anybody, is Abaddon.
Yeah.
Like, with her character, where would you put her with anybody on the roster? Because it would be kind of like the Demon Bunny type ordeal, I guess.
Just sticking with Christy Jane, that Brazilian shorty.
Nah, I was thinking with the other one, the chick that came out with the when Brandy Rose started the whole collective and she shaved her head off.
With
Luther.
Yeah.
She's still there. I forgot her name, but they could put her together with Abaddon because Darkness and Luther and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, but you don't even have to go the whole direction of Dark on Dark. Like I think she can work with anybody. You know what I mean? Like she's a very talented girl. I don't know a lot about her, but from what I've seen, I'm pretty impressed.
So I actually looked her up, and Abaddon's actually a great indie talent. Like I was like, damn, like how did I not hear about her or anything else like that? But she runs with her gimmick.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, she owns that gimmick.
Like that gimmick is completely like her. Like I don't think you can even go on her Instagram or anything and see her outside of that character, which is phenomenal because a lot of people don't keep character anymore else like that. So
she actually scares me, man. Every time I see her, I said, "Damn, this chick is scary as hell, man."
She scared me the first time, but like it was like a good scare because I was like, damn, this is different. Like, like obviously we've seen Rosemary do it. I'm not
And
not
Sue Young.
and well, Sue's been carrying hers for a long time.
I keep telling people Sue Young was doing that gimmick way before Rosemary came out and did that, and a lot of people don't want to understand because they're stuck in an Impact bubble. Sue Young was doing this, and it's very close to each other. Both of them have very close looks. And Sue Young is official, but if you look at Aberdeen or Aberdeen, whatever her name is, yeah, I always chop up everybody's name, but it's completely different. Like it doesn't look nothing like Rosemary or Sue Young. It's like its own, like
this horror flick.
Yeah.
Like her makeup is on point. Like she she could be working in a horror, doing makeup for horror films.
Oh yeah.
Her thing is official.
Trying to think here.
Yeah, I mean, there's it's funny is they have a lot of females that they use on Tuesdays on Dark, but you never see them on Wednesdays. So there's a lot of makeshift tag teams that they could make for this tournament, But you want to keep somebody good with the good names like Penelope Ford. Like I don't even know who they'll put to tag with her, that will be on her same level.
Me.
Yeah. And then you got, Sheeta, with Sheeta in the tournament, so a whole Chinese team or whatever, so.
Well, is one of them the women's champion though? You can't put
Sheeta.
woman. You can't put Sheeta in this tournament.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you're liking females.
No, they got a lot. A lot
of unknown names. A lot of who the hell is this chick?
But this is what the best part about AEW is that's what they kind of said is we want to build the next stars. It's kind of what we've all been wanting Impact to do was build younger talent and move up. Yeah. And obviously, most people are afraid to do it, but AEW said they were going to do it. And I would rather them come in and do it than
One thing that I respect about AEW, at Tuesday show Dark, they use everybody, like you said, trying to push for the future. Oh, yeah. A lot of no-name guys, a lot of no-name females. The problem is that they put too much guys onto the show. This episode there on Tuesday, you should be pushing your less-known females so people will find out who they are. And he actually used the show on Tuesdays to build storylines for Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that they use. Impact Wrestling doesn't do theirs with their show. WWE has a bunch of shows, and they don't even main event and stuff like that, and they don't even do that. They should be taking advantage of those shows. AEW does.
Yeah.
But 9 matches coming up this tomorrow, and only 2 women fights, 2 women matches, and one of them being the Nightmare Sisters, as always.
So, with how they're going to do this whole tournament, how do you guys feel they're going to put everybody together? You think they're going to do like a spin draw? You think they're going to put everyone's name in a roller and pull out a name? How do you feel like they're going to?
I think that's how it sounds. It's going to be like something that's going to get rolled and just pull the names. And we already know, the 2 Latina girls going to be together. I don't see that being separate, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a roll. Or, just put it on that big wheel, blah, 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 or put a big spin the wheel, make the deal, spin the wheel, choose your tag team partner. Okay, so you go first. Okay, you pick, this is your tag team partner. Something like that. That'd be kind of cool if they do something like that.
I like that better. I didn't even know. And I was like, as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that sounds great to me. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm thinking they're going to put like all the names in like a little spin.
Like the gold thing that WWE used to do, like that big gold roller, like kind of like bingo. Yeah. And, you pull it out. Yeah, that would be dope.
Same thing as Impact did the one night when they were doing it with their
the one night only.
Like the one night only stuff. Yeah. They'll probably do something like that. There'll be names in it. Pulled, quick draw, boom. This is what's going to happen. That's the way I feel it's going to go down. And I think it would work. But obviously, if you can work it out just right, you have the names of who you want already tagging in there, and then obviously you can cut it in and out, in and out, in and out. Obviously, you don't have to be live.
Yeah.
Then you can already have the tag teams pre-established, but make it as where it's like, oh yeah, this person, blah blah blah. So the next thing I'm going to ask, with how Impact and WWE have done their tag teams, Impact obviously did not go very long. They gave the titles to ODB, Eric Young, and it just killed the whole entire tag team division for the females. WWE is running pretty decently on it. What do you think AEW will bring differently than the other two that have done it before them?
Go ahead, Jorge. You go first. I'll go last.
In TNA days, what killed it was Hogan. When Hogan came in with Bischoff, that's what killed the Knockouts title. And then it was very disrespectful the way they did it. They just had to put on Eric Young with ODB. Then they have Brooke Hogan. Oh, we're gonna have these two guys come out and then just strip them with the title, and that was it. And the titles was it, and that should have been done in the back, And now they keep saying they're gonna bring them back. They just keep hinting and hinting, and they still haven't done it. They haven't pulled the trigger. At least WWE right now, they're at least doing something with the belts that, even though they're not being defended every week, the two chicks have it. Bailey and Sasha Banks. So hopefully, what you gonna say?
Well, with the Sasha and Bailey thing, you got to think they don't really have teams to go against right now. Like, yeah, you have the Iconics, and because Asuka and her team member, the one girl, is actually leaving.
Yeah, Kyra's saying she's gone already.
She's leaving.
What about I don't watch WWE, so what about Alexa Bliss and
It's been off for a while. I don't know what's going on.
Well, no, basically they're still tagging, except Nikki Cross is going after Bailey for the Women's SmackDown title now.
Okay.
The thing is, you see the titles every week, and they actually defended it last week or 2 weeks ago at NXT. So at least the belts are being defended on a weekly basis. They're just winning, and that's like kind of the storyline is that they're trying to make both of the chicks like the champions of everything, which, okay, whatever. But at least you see the belts on a weekly basis. And right now, they're the only company that's running that has women's tag team belts.
Exactly.
So, and we're still sitting here waiting for Impact to pull the trigger on there, and they just keep putting let's drop a little salt here. Let's put a little salt here. Like this week, they already mentioned it again. About the KO tag teams. But dude, bring the damn things already. And I'm pretty sure it's going to happen at Bound for Glory, where they'll probably now will push it. Now that I see AEW doing the same thing. Hopefully by the next tapings, they'll start putting something. Okay, we're going to bring this back. Bound for Glory, October 24th or 14th. We're going to crown new women, knockouts titles, champions. So hopefully that's what I'm seeing now.
If AEW's smart, they look at the beginning of how TNA ran the knockouts, and then you look at what WWE is doing, and you try to see what's working. You know what I mean? Like, try to pick and maneuver, blueprint off what's working, and then look at the shit that's not and say, all right, this is exactly what we don't need to do, and we stick with that.
And the thing that you were saying, like you say on Twitter about, Impact fans, AEW fans, as soon as AEW mentioned that, oh my God, Twitter went crazy with the Impact fans. Oh, they're stealing our, they're stealing this, they're stealing, and I'm thinking to myself, well, they're not stealing anything. They're just feeding up the idea. We have to jump on this quick now. But people keep forgetting, and I think some people need a history lesson. WWF back in the 80s had tag team women's titles.
Yeah.
With the Bombshells, they were a Japanese tag team. They had a woman champion, Wendy Richter, who on the first WrestleMania, she was defending it. People forget that, and they say, oh, Impact did it first. No, WWF did it first.
See,
then they kind of went away from it, and then Impact did theirs. But it took years before Impact even did a women's title. What, like 4 or 5 years? The company was set before the women's title was there. Now in 2020, we're living a different era where everything's got to get pushed. It's all Black Lives Matter. It's all women's rights. It's all sexual assault, this and all that stuff, and stuff is coming to the forefront. So AEW is trying to jump on that wave. Okay, now we need a woman's title to push the woman,
Women
the woman
empowerment.
power thing right now, and they're jumping and taking the wave from Impact Wrestling, where their stuff is taped, and maybe they'll do something in 5 weeks. It's taped. Well, ours is live every week. Let's jump on this quick and start pushing it. We get more females, and you don't forget. 20 years ago it was different. You could build something. Now everything's being pushed. So if something happens today out there in the real world, next week is going to be in a storyline here in wrestling. If it's being done live, because they want to take that wave and continue to ride that wave, and that's what people will forget.
See, I think that WWF definitely started the women's tag thing, right? But what I will say is, I think that TNA, they did it right. I think that TNA women's tag took it to another level, and I think that's why Impact and TNA fans, they're so they're prideful about their product, because we did it well. You know what I mean? And my beef though is, it's exactly what you said. As soon as AEW put it out there, Impact fans started saying, "Oh, look, they're copying us. They can't do nothing original." Well, okay, fine, but you don't even have this. And to be honest with you, a tease is different than what AEW is doing. AEW is saying, "We're doing this." Impact is not saying we're doing this. They'll put a few little things together, and because you're a wrestling fan, you get the tease. You understand what they're teasing, but it's a tease. It doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly.
Go ahead, Crooked. Go ahead. My fault, baby.
That was a good point. That was a real good point right there, Chef.
I'm just gonna beat off of what Chef's saying. That it's just technically it's a rumor, and like you can't really say like, oh, we're actually going in, because they haven't even mentioned on TV fully that, hey, we're gonna bring back our TNA or our Impact Knockouts champions tag titles or anything. And AEW has actually put it on actual live television and been like, hey, we're starting this tournament, and we're gonna break it down and hand out the new titles. Impact has not once said, hey, we're going to bring back our TNA Knockouts titles and, do it this way. Because in what I've seen on Impact lately, now that I can finally watch it on Twitch.
Thanks, Jorge.
Finally do. It's only been on Twitch since the beginning of this year, man, last year or whatever. I got no choice but to watch it on Twitch.
Jorge got all offended. Like, I've been saying this for like a year already.
Yeah, man. When Spectrum took the Access TV off, I had to jump on Twitch, and that's religiously every Tuesdays at 8:00. I'm on Twitch, watching it.
Wait, like jumping off of that, what?
Yeah.
Like, do you have? What tag teams do you have in TNA really that you can even use to where you can switch the belts around and stuff like that? Like I know of maybe like 3 teams that you could use fully, because you don't even have
4 right now.
Well, you have Nevaeh and Havoc,
the Death Killers,
Tasha Steelz, and I just forgot her name. The hot chick.
Tasha Steelz and
Kiara Hogan.
Which I like to call Pretty Thug.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's 2.
So you have those 2. You have
and Taya. That's 3.
Who?
Rosemary and Taya.
Okay.
Then you have Susie and Kylie Ray.
Kylie Ray. See, but hold on. Here's the problem though.
4.
If you take those 4, who's your singles?
Well, right there you have the Virtuosos, the champion, and then all those ladies will still be wrestling single matches, but will be also tag team.
See, I think that takes away. I think that takes away from the singles thing, because
that adds more, because you don't have because you only have 12 females as it is on your roster.
Hold on though. Here's my thing: when Impact or TNA, let's say TNA, because that's when it was the TNA Knockouts tag titles. You didn't really see Velvet Sky and Angelina Love doing a singles push.
Yeah, but they had the titles too. They had the knockouts title and the singles title, women's champion. At one time, they had all the belts at one time.
Well, they had to because they were the marquee female faction, and that's the only reason they did that, because it was a faction. It wasn't a tag group.
I mean, in this case, they're gonna have to do that. Like right now, they have Bailey and Sasha Banks as the tag team champions and singles champions, and they have 150 females wrestling. So Impact has 12.
130
and
after the
got 150 with 5 different companies, and you mean to tell me only 2 girls got other titles?
See, but here's my beef, and this is my problem with Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling has OVW, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a lot. Jesus,
and I say so.
What do you say after that? Like,
no, I say supposedly because we still haven't seen anybody from there on their show. So,
but that's my biggest knock on Impact's partnerships is always like that. Like when they had Noah, you only seen like 2 guys from Noah. You know what I mean? Like you didn't see
taping.
Yeah, exactly.
They have OVW. You haven't seen not one OVW talent there yet.
But
at that time, you have OVE going there every week, destroying the whole company on a weekly basis there. So,
see that, and I just forgot her name. The girl who goes by, the one that you went at Velvet Sky and Angelina Love.
Yeah,
dude, one of the greatest Twitter beefs I've ever seen was
me against the beautiful people.
Yeah, like when the beautiful people went to ROH, it was Angelina Love, Mandy Leon, and Velvet Sky. One of the girls from OVW we interviewed, and her like gimmick was by, and every time, like maybe a few months after we interviewed her and she went on Impact, she had an Impact debut. The beautiful people, and I forgot their name. It's not the beautiful people there, but they have lips or whatever. And you think about it.
But I can't remember the name.
But Jorge goes, yo, like, why are you saying this girl's shit? Because that's her stuff. And the beautiful people with Mandy Leon just start going ham for like 3 weeks on Jorge. And Jorge keeps going back and forth with them. And they
I even showed them proof of the t-shirt. Remember? I even put the t-shirt where it says bye. Like, this is her thing.
Once he posted that, bro, ROH never used it again. They never did the bye. Like, yo, and he had the only beef with them.
There's proof the girl using it. Exactly. Bye. Dude, there was proof of the girl using it. She even has a t-shirt about it. I even post and tagged them. You stealing this chick's gimmick.
Yo, it was hilarious.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but yeah.
But she's the OVW champion. And she was. Well, all right, yeah, her former tag partner, I think, is the So you could bring them into Impact Wrestling. Like, use your partnerships, especially right now. And then you can, still put more girls into the singles or do whatever, because you'll be able to fluctuate women in and out. It's like, I don't understand some of these companies. You have partnerships, use them.
And jumping what you just said right now, Stardom Wrestling in Japan. Stardom is an all-female wrestling. They have, I want to say, 12 to 15 talent that are officially signed there. And what they do is every 3 months, they bring females from the States, and they bring 4 to 5 different females. And it adds more, new blood to their feuds. And some of those girls are tag teams, and they go after their tag team titles, after the singles titles. And every 3 months is always changing, so the feuds are always fresh.
It spices it up.
You have your own storylines, but then you have storylines with people that are coming in for 3 months. That, like the old territory days, like you said right now. Use OVW, use your other places where you go to the cities, use them for a taping, and have them come in off the street for a nice taping. They get some shine, and you go as the company. They're giving people chances to be on the show. That's what they should do. Hopefully, in the future, it happen. Well, it will happen because OVW is coming back now, starting the shows again down in Louisville after
Yeah.
this whole Corona stuff. So they're gonna start doing the shows again, or try to anyways. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, and also there's a few other companies that you can use all females. You got Wow, you got I think you said Shimmer.
Shimmer and shine.
So Wow obviously has their their weekly YouTube or whatever thing going, and they have a lot of talent there too. So that could be another team that you or another company that you can use off of, and then bring your female talents over there as well. But and that's been the thing with Impact though, or TNA, whatever deals they got with somebody, they never like fully went with it. They wanted their talents to go to the other promotions and kick the door down and take over. But yet, when you brought over the talents from these companies that you're trying to work with, you would literally shit on their talent and be like, "Oh yeah, our talent's more superior than yours. We just wanted to use your talent as as a quote unquote using with you guys."
Yeah, because every time you go to Mexico, they use their talent in Mexico, and they build their shows around a lot of Mexican wrestlers, but they never come here to the shows here in the States.
Yeah, like the one talent I was not gonna lie, I'm pretty disappointed that Impact didn't use correctly. I believe his name was Drago.
Oh, the guy with the tongue that comes out of his mouth. He's official. He's official.
Like that could have been your X Division champion, and like he could have been when you say there's no limits and everything else like that. That dude could fly. That could be your whole new high flying thing, but yet you shit on him. I think he won maybe one or two matches, maybe.
He lost a lot. We were there. It was him, Hijo del Fantasma.
Fantasma. That's
oh man, the guy who used to rip off his pants.
Angel Garza.
I think he's over there too.
Dude, he's on Monday night with Charles Flair's boyfriend and future husband. Oh, come on, Crooked Mouth, dude.
It's your what's his name?
Oh, I can see his head. His face in my head. Ooh.
Andrade.
That guy.
Andrade. And dude, both of those guys are killing on Monday nights right now. And I'll tell you something right now. Impact got the ball on Garza.
But there was a guy who
Garza is the sexy looking Latino that they wanted in Andrade. The problem with Andrade is the language barrier.
Yeah.
He can't speak a lick of English. So what happens now? He's getting pushed to the side. Garza's getting on the limelight because he looks good. He's young. He's a high flyer, and he speaks English perfectly.
Now there was a guy. You know who could have been a super ill X Division guy too? I think his name was Aerostar, something like that. Aerostar.
That's always jumping from the rafters.
Yeah, that guy was official, and it's. I just don't understand. And I don't want to look. We all love Impact. Let's be honest, but we don't get on some sucker shit where we kiss ass. We're not biased, nothing like that.
No,
but there's so many guys that I've seen that I thought that Impact would really pull the trigger on. Mandrews was one of them. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he was too small." I thought Mandrews was the man. Rosemary's man who got hurt.
Andrew Everett.
Andrew Everett. I thought Andrew Everett was the epitome of what the X Division should be. There's so many guys that you seen come in and out that you're like, you gotta keep some of these guys.
The about Mandrews was doing with the skateboard, and now you see Darby Allin with a skateboard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, and I know Chef's gonna get mad at me on this one.
Here we go. He's gonna do something that's gonna piss me off right now.
So back when they had the whole Revolution thing, right? They shit on Shira for a little bit, and then they totally took out Manic. When you could have had Manic and Shira as your tag titles or your tag team, and you could have had Storm hold the heavyweight. So that was another person. Well, he's back there now, but that's another person they shit on for sure was Shira and TJ.
Yeah.
You know, also the Asian guy. What was his name? He was the one that Storm was slapping up in the Revolution.
Sanada.
Sonata. He's the king in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
yo, that dude is killing it.
Los Incondenables de Japón. LAJ, baby. LIJ.
He's murdering over there. It's like you see so many guys that come in and then they go somewhere else and they're absolute stars. It's like, yo, you gotta figure this out when they're here. You know what I mean? Because when people want to say, what happened?
It's just they're creative. Their creative sucks. Well,
It does. I see. That was my beef on last week's with Jorge. I'm trying to tell him that Scott D-Amore and the guy I do not like, Don Callis. Dude, I said I thought they've done a pedestrian job at best with Impact. He's right with saying they've taken it to a certain point and it's been better. I will admit that. But when they're hyped and these guys are the man, Scott D-Amore this, Don Callis this, they've never lived up to their hype. And go ahead and show me a championship run that indicates you're creative and what you produce. Give me one championship run that you would say is the shit, and you cannot name it. Don't say Sami Callihan because he dropped this shit quick and it wasn't all that. Then you had Tessa.
Because watch this. They're going to put the TNA title on EC3, right? They're going to take all the fucking bask in glory for that, and that's going to be bullshit because it's going to be all under EC3.
But he's hot, though. Like, EC3 is such a buzz.
Boy, don't hate.
But you got to think, you already know that's how Don and the other guy do it, and Scott do it. They're going to be like, oh, we brought him back because he's a name, but yet we made him. No, the fuck you didn't. EC3 made his own self.
Here's and I don't know, but I'm glad you're on this because I was telling Jorge last week. When Anthem came in, they came in and said publicly, we want to go away from TNA. We want nothing to do with TNA. It's Impact Wrestling, right?
Yep.
What belt is being promoted the most? And I know because Tessa had the belt over there, but it's the TNA Heavy World Title. Okay? So, who are they hyping now? Eric Young, EC3, Moose, Eddie Edwards. All of your Impact guys from Orlando who you were going away and you were not re-signing them and for whatever else, and now you understand this is where your value is at. All your Lucha Underground guys are pretty much gone.
They're gone.
So your market of we signed all these Lucha guys, we had the GFW guys which left, and now Brian Myers is back. He's a GFW guy.
Yep.
Brian Myers. All these guys are former TNA Impact Wrestling guys. So the well that you said you were going away from is what you're digging in again. And that frustrates me because stick to your guns. If you're going to go away from this...
is those two guys, D'Amore and Callis, all the guys you mentioned left when they took over.
Yeah.
So for the last 3 years, those guys have not been there. Now they're coming back under their regime now. So hopefully now either they get used better or they don't.
See, but EC3 was used great in Impact as well, though.
Yeah, but he left when Anthem bought the company. Yeah. He was already leaving. And when D'Amore and Callis, he was gone already. So he hasn't been on their wing yet. So
he hadn't been under D'Amore and Callis. No, but he was there for Anthem, though.
Oh, no. He started, he was leaving when Anthem took over. His contract was already coming up.
Because Crooked could tell you how frustrated. Yo, dude, let's be honest with you. And I don't care if this goes out on social media and people want to cut this out. How frustrated was EC3 walking down that ramp?
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, like, it was hilarious. I think they cut this out on TV.
A lot.
Because, see, EC3, you know how he does his normal, bounce around and does a head look back. When he turned around, he always looked down, saw the Anthem shit, and either walked around it and then on the
stomped on it.
That too. That was on the last taping.
Yeah.
The last taping that he was there, he literally stomped hard as shit. Like you actually seen like the fucking ramp.
The ramp.
The ramp actually caved in a little bit. I thought he was gonna bust a hole through that that Anthem.
That's called frustration right there.
And you literally every time he came out, he would walk around. He would not step on it. He would just walk around that logo, and like you could tell, nah, he's not about it.
So I'm just saying, like they have to have a new team because you have a direction, you have a buzz. Don't keep doing the same shit you were doing. Like you have to switch it up. And I wind up watching last week's Impact, and you had, and I know we're doing the women's tag thing, but I got to bring this up. You had the Good Brothers. I always call them Aces and Eights or Bullet Club. But you had the Good Brothers standing there. They see Ace Austin and Fulton pull up in the whip, right? Then Ace Austin is talking his shit, and then Reno Scum comes out of nowhere. Yes. You just previously had Reno Scum not liking Ace Austin previously.
Yeah, because supposedly he stiffed them on money.
Yeah, so now why would they all of a sudden be back?
So basically, he probably gave them the money now for them to go back.
If you would have done that differently, if you would have seen him on a phone, like, yo, my bad, I did this thing and correct.
So hopefully we'll get that tomorrow, because they're going to go up against the Good Brothers. It's going to be Reno Scum. So,
but doesn't that miss a mark for you?
It does. But like I said, maybe tomorrow we'll get an answer. Oh, I finally got to pay them the money that I owe them. So they're back under our good graces for now or whatever. So
it'll probably be like, oh, yeah, I got a nice, payout from the Fatal 5-way.
Yeah. So I have to make good with the guys.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about 42 was the first hour, the second hour, bro, that second hour was insane.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, now this is the way they're supposed to go. But and I want to say this, fans, and I want to tell the fans to heed the warning. This is a new era again. It's a new thing how it's going forward. But just because they had a good Slammiversary and because they had a good first week doesn't mean that the job is done. No. Now us as fans got to keep watching the show because going forward for the rest of the year, we're the ones who are going to make it or we're going to kill the company by either keep watching it because of the boss or stop watching it. But just because they have two good shows don't mean that everything just got switched over and everything's going to be holy glory from now on.
Yeah. And I don't want to shit on them or anything else like that, but it's TNA's track record, it's Impact's track record. When you come off of a pay-per-view, you have two or three good weeks because obviously living off the hype, but then it just hits like a brick wall and stops, and then it's just like, what happened to all this like exciting wrestling, all this exciting interviews and promos and everything that were going on? Like it just abruptly stops, and it's like, then they'll bring it back into hype with like 2 or 3 weeks before Bound for Glory comes in, and it's like you can't wait a month and a half, if that, to bring your shit back. You can't do it because you're gonna kill the hype, and then if you're trying to bring back more talent in Bound for Glory and everything else like that, it's like, just keep the ball rolling. You guys are doing good so far right now. Like literally ever since you brought up the whole thing of bringing back a past world champion, the hype's been there. You've been having that ball rolling. Just keep it going. Like, and Chef will tell you this. I've been a TNA guy, Impact Wrestling guy for a long time. Like, even when people were saying back in the Impact days where they're like, oh, Impact's going to, go down, blah, blah, blah.
18 years now they've been going down.
Hold on. I've been there. Crooked, let me cut you off and then you can finish because I want to explain something about you. I've been there when people had talked bad and Crooked has gotten people's faces and like defended it, not like a mark or a fanboy, but somebody who understands the industry like that. And people kind of, they took a back seat like, oh, okay, what he's saying is making sense. And let's be honest, we had a crew there, and if you want to act stupid, you get beat up quick. But it's crazy because I remember asking him, and this is like when we were first talking, and I was like, well, because he had said, oh man, like I'm training, I want to become a wrestler, like I know him for many years now. And I I said, well, what would you rather work? Would you rather work with WWE or TNA or Impact Wrestling, whichever one I said? And he was like, I love TNA and Impact Wrestling. Like, he wanted to wrestle there. You know what I mean? Because that's where you can make a mark and you can actually do something. Where WWE, you're stuck to what they want from you.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, my fault. Go ahead. I just wanted to explain the real side of you know how you are.
Yeah, no, and it's not that I'm trying to like kayfabe and make it look good here because we're on a podcast. I've said it for years now. Like, honestly, I would much rather work in Impact Wrestling or TNA rather than WWE, because you have so much more free will in Impact. So you're not like held down by a certain authority or anything else like that. Like, they give you the tools to be like your own manager per se. Like, you can literally come to creative and be like, hey, like, I want to try something out, blah 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 blah. And they'll be like, you know what? We'll think about it, and then you never know. Like, and I've always gotten like a vibe from Impact that it's like there's like a family type vibe there. Like, if you're there, like, they're gonna take care of you, blah blah blah. And obviously WWE, you've heard multiple reports that they're like, this ain't the place you want to work. It's not. Like, yeah, it's the biggest thing here. Everybody wants their WrestleMania moments. I'll come out and tell you, I don't. I care less about WrestleMania. WrestleMania doesn't define who I am or what I do. Like, even in WWE, they're saying, "Oh, you got to win titles." No, you don't. Like, yeah, it's nice to win titles, but does the title really make you? Honestly, I feel the talent should make the championship stronger or bolder than what it actually is. And this whole thing that people are like, "Oh no, the title makes the person," or you got to be on WrestleMania to be a name. It's like, no, you don't. Look at these guys in the indies, like Cody Rhodes. When he first left WWE, he was such a huge name. He went to Japan. It was a huge name. The Young Bucks were not even on like, they've been on WWE, but it was like a long ass time ago. But the Bullet Club made themselves by what they did. They didn't have to be on WWE and be like, oh yeah, we're the Bullet Club, blah blah blah. So you can make a name for yourself not being in the WWE. So that whole, you got to be in the WWE, that's where everyone wants to be. It's bullshit.
Though, Crooked, me and you had a conversation a few years ago, and I remember telling you, because Bound for Glory was coming up, we were hyped. I think it was the Lashley EC3 fight. Remember when Lashley beat him, and then the next day he lost to Eddie Edwards? Yep. We were saying that Impact, and now you could throw AEW's name in there too for whatever their biggest paper. I don't know what all Double or Nothing is their Mania. Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. So you need your talent to say, I want my Double or Nothing pay-per-view, like that moment, or I need my Bound for Glory moment. Right. These wrestlers don't be saying that, because if an EC3 says, yo, I really want my Bound for Glory moment, the Sami Callahans, I want that, Bound for Glory. If you start having your talent say, I want that, Bound for Glory looks more official. Mm-hmm. We all know it's a huge show, but people need to say, like, I want that moment, like they did for Mania. Mania is a name, and I'm going to tell you now, Manias have been horrible for years. I need my moment here. And if you say that, the next, the Crooked Smiles and the kids underneath Crooked Smiles, oh man, you heard EC3, I want my Bound for Glory moment. So now these kids start hearing their favorite wrestlers, I need that moment, I want my Bound for Glory moment. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm an 80s wrestler, so I want my Starrcade moment. from the NWA, they Starrcade. Boy, Starrcade in November around Christmas. That was the grandest daddy of them all, man. Starrcade.
You see, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of kids, like, and I'm not trying to test Crooked's wrestling history. Like, I'm not trying to do that. But
yeah, bad idea.
No. What I'm saying
is, he wasn't born yet, though.
That's what I'm saying. Is he's so young that he doesn't know that territory thing unless he digs deep. You know what I mean? Like, he's from the probably end of WWF to WWE going forward. You know what I mean? Like, the TNA, the Impacts, the NWA TNA thing. Like that's where he comes in. So it's like if you ever projected your shit right, he grows up saying, "I want my Bound for Glory moment. I want to be my big Slammiversary thing." They don't market it to me well enough where fans, we understand it. We're wrestling fans. He's an industry guy, and I'm obviously talking about Crooked. It's like, what's up? You good? He's like, it bothers me that people don't market Bound for Glory as their mania. Like, start putting it on radio shows. Like, and I always say Impact missed the ball with LAX, and I mean, obviously they were popping his shit. But how come they were not on Hot 97 or Power 105? And they're from New York. They're from the street. You know what I mean? Like, it's if you call up and say, "Yo, I got the hottest young tag team, these Latin brothers from the Boogie Down Bronx, blah 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 blah." I think one of them is from Harlem. Like you market this the right way, and then all of a sudden, all of the listeners from Hot 97 and Power 105 are hearing Santana and Ortiz. Let's get it popping, my G. And they speak like me. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit, like I gotta watch this because they represent me and from my struggle. Like, market them. Impact doesn't market shit. You know what I mean? Like, I make my own shirts. Impact does too. Go ahead, point me out some more Impact merch that I can't do. Impact is a major company. They should be having all types of merchandising. At this point, they should be talking to like independent gamers who are just coming up. Hey, we'll work with you guys, and if the game comes out the way we expect, we sign a contract with you for the next 5 years, and we produce games with you. We don't go outside of this. They don't market their product, and it's frustrating because right now Impact is the buzz. Like, they have a major buzz, and they're not marketing shit.
No, without a doubt. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like, if they marketed this, like, they used to market too, like a little, like not as much, but like they used to market it to where it used to be something. Like, like obviously you marketed around when you had Hogan, but you shouldn't have marketed big when that happened. Like, you should have marketed when you had before that time, that era. And I feel TNA could be a lot bigger than what it is if they went a few different, phone calls away saying, "Hey, like let's do a marketing together, blah blah blah." I feel TNA could be a whole lot bigger than what it is right now.
Yes, sir. Hey, are we almost done by any chance?
We are almost. We can
Well,
be done.
because I want to bring something up that happened last night in wrestling. And you and Chev have mentioned about territory, and it happened in Japan last night, where DDT Pro Wrestling, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, Ganbare, and Pro Wrestling Noah merged as one company now, starting September 1st, under the name Cyber Fight.
Okay.
So even Noah merged with 3 other wrestling companies under a territory now, where they're going to keep every company separate, but under one banner going forward, starting September 1st.
Now, Noah, I've heard of.
Yeah,
I let it out. I got to let it out. I've heard of Noah, but
you should, because remember Ishimori,
the
guys that used to come every Bound for Glory and wrestle, they're from Noah.
Now, what I was going to ask you is, because I know you know more than me, the other two, are they on the same level as Noah, or are they like a lot smaller?
DDT Pro Wrestling is the same level. The other two are a little smaller, based in Tokyo. So Japan, Tokyo. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
So you have different places. So I mean, you put 4 companies together like that, you'll be able to travel different places in Tokyo, and different territories where one company gets paid. Now you could use somebody from Chev. You're talking from Noah. We're going to send you down to DDT for a couple of weeks, to do their shows, bring some gates, bring some money, and then when you have that one big special show every couple couple of months, you have 4 different companies coming into one, how they used to do back in the territory days
That's
before
super
WWE started taking over. So, I mean, that's huge for Japan, and I'm hoping that everything works out for them there because they'll definitely be a lot of fans going to that, and they'll definitely make a lot of money doing that.
and that's
Because,
what
like
it's
I said,
about,
Tokyo
man.
is huge. Tokyo is
That's
huge, man. Japan is huge. China is huge. I mean, Japanese wrestling is different than China wrestling. I mean, that's a
oh yeah,
whole different market. They only, targeting Tokyo and Japan. So, I mean, that one market in 4 different wrestling companies, that's going to be huge right there if they do it right. So, going forward, man, that's see me having money and being money, and and put into the thing. I'll do a territory like that, where
yeah.
I'll buy
It's
Impact
smart.
Wrestling. I'll buy Impact Wrestling, and then I have a championship wrestling from Memphis and Louisville, Kentucky, and places like that. You keep them separate entities, but you do different shows, and you market that whole territory, man.
It
There's money to be made, but
it's
people want to stick to one gun. So
it's kind of like when me and you were talking about the Aces and Eights and Bullet Club. If you could have an Aces and Eights versus Bullet Club New Japan, like a pay per
yes,
view where Aces and Eights versus Bullet Club is the highlight, oh my God! Like you're talking like financial gain because it's such a huge crossover, and it's like people are so stuck in their pocket that they're afraid or they're so like, nah, it's us and we ain't messing with nobody. Well, I'm gonna tell you now, any partnership is a bonus. If you work it right, it wins for everybody.
see, right now with this coronavirus and other companies not working, it's going to come to the point that you might see some territory stuff come back again.
You
Where
have to for financial.
just this is we're better on this side of the market than up there. We want to maybe stick down here for the big run, do some shows out here, but mainly stick here because this is our bread and butter,
Facts.
money here. So
What you got, Crooked?
No, I'm just looking at something real quick to promote out.
yeah, man, because I'll buy Impact Wrestling. I'll go and buy CH Wrestling from Memphis. I already have OVW in Louisville, Kentucky. You go and just buy some more stuff around the area, man. You have the upstate stuff with Georgia, Memphis, stuff like that going on to Houston. You have this whole region going up and down here that you could do this whole side of the country, not even touching that side. And that's how people get so much broke is because they want to tour everything so fast. You stick to one region and you go up there, man, you'll be making money because every couple of months you'll be hitting, here, going up and down. How it used to be back in the days.
I mean, it'd be smart, and I think that you actually kind of gave me an idea, and I'll talk to you guys real quick on here, and we can do whatever. Morning. The next time, next week, before we do, because I know this week Crooked, you got ARW this week, right?
I have ARW this week in a fatal 4-way under the radar battle royal match. Or not battle royal. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said battle royal.
Four-way battle royal. It's a 4-way battle royal. Over the top, 4-way. Over the top battle royal.
He messed up his own match.
Four people.
I'm used to being in battle
royal, Jeff.
I'm used to being in battle royals all the time. So yeah.
It's a 4-corner fatal 4-way battle royal. Indian strap match.
So I just wanted to make sure it was this week, right? You have your ARW show?
It is this Friday, July 31st. Sold out. I would ask you guys to buy your tickets, but it is 100% sold out. We do have tickets for V for Victory for next month in September. Or not September, August. Or no, it is September. I can't even get my dates right.
Dude, all right. Your plugs are horrible right now.
No,
so
hey, this is going to be the one plug I do throw out. If you do get your tickets for V for Victory, not only will you get to see EC3, you will also be to get a meet and greet with EC3 as well.
Oh, hold on. Where's this at?
It is in Cocoa, Florida.
Damn, I'm in July. August, September.
It's in September.
Hopefully, Florida's bad for Corona though. I'll definitely go down there and see EC3.
We'll play it by ear. Crooked might be able to work something, but hold on. I don't want to get Crooked in trouble, but we'll talk in the chat. So next week, I wanted to do a music battle on like a Friday night or something where I'll take 10 of my favorite Impact tracks. Crooked decided to take his weak-ass Impact 10 tracks versus my amazing, super dope tracks. And,
you know 10 tracks.
I just had to shit on it.
I'm the judge.
We're gonna try to have some fun, kind of do like what the music battles on Instagram have doing. We'll do a wrestling version of it with our favorite stuff. Listen, it's Impact. We all love it. It's gonna be 10 great tracks versus 10 great tracks. I don't know his regardless, but we're gonna definitely try to do a live. But next week for like a Monday show, you guys want to do like an NWA versus Impact Wrestling, how it could work and feuds and stuff like that?
Yeah, why not? As long as we keep out Magnus.
We could definitely well, it's gonna be hard because he is the current champ. But
who's the current champ?
Magnus.
He's not my champ. Weak ass bird.
But
hold on. I'm sorry. Yesterday on Twitter.
Oh, I know what he's gonna bring up.
Bruce Pritchard have mentioned that Magnus has never been able to work at WWE because, and I quote, he does not bring anything to the table. He's nothing special. He's just a champion that they just gave him the belt and he just wrestled week to week. So Magnus saw this. He answered back about that. And he's supposed to be at the Busted Open radio show. I don't know, whenever that show happens, to answer Bruce Pritchard's claims of him just being a so-and-so wrestler. And since they don't have anybody else to give him the belt, he just took the belt and kind of took the belt. And he's just been being the champion with the belt type of deal. So, yeah.
Damn. So
I don't know when that Busted show open happens, but he's supposed to be on that show to answer Bruce Pritchard's claims of mediocrity.
Wow. So Bruce Pritchard gave him the business.
Yeah. He called him out.
Big time.
Mad hard.
Big time.
Wow. So Bruce Pritchard put on his big boy pants, shitted on Nick Aldis, a.k.a. Magnus. Magnus is obviously feeling a certain kind of way. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of things that I've heard about Magnus that are not good. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard a lot of negative stories in the back about Magnus. And you do get to a point where you're like, when's the last time I heard something positive about him? You know what I mean? And that's a bad look, especially when you marketed your belt so much around him.
Yep.
So I think we'll definitely do an NWA Impact Wrestling, how the partnership could work, how, feuds, how bad Magnus is, and we'll obviously know what Magnus responds to Bruce Pritchard, and if it's not anything good, Bruce Pritchard whooping your ass is not a good look. You heard it from Crooked Smile. But listen, wow, that was you got me like discount double check. But listen, Crooked, if you want, you can plug yourself, and please, Jorge, plug yourself as well.
All right, so I'm gonna go down the line. I got 3 things I want to plug. So one's gonna be my original Instagram. It's Sean_Hawley6. You can get my wrestling one at Crooked Smile HT6. And now you can get your very own t-shirt, the very first t-shirt ever made for me. You can get that at storefrontier.com/SeanHawley6. You will not be the first one to get it, though, because the boy Jorge is the very first person to grab it. He pretty much grabbed it immediately once it went on sale, so I couldn't help you out with that one. But if you want to grab a shirt,
I got mine in red.
Yes, so you can get it in 3 different colors. You can get it black, you can get it in white, and you can get it in red. Um, three amazing designs, and a shout out to Zach Monstar who made this design for me. If it wasn't for him, this shirt wouldn't have been made. Also, Chef is working on a Crooked Smile shirt, so we will have 2 different design shirts out at one time. So you can get either the original Sean Hawley shirt, or you can get the alter egoed Crooked Smile shirt when it is released. So be ready for that. That's all I'm going to plug because I'm not going to keep plugging myself.
Well, you can follow us here at Bodega Wrestling on Twitter, Bodega Wrestling on YouTube. Don't forget to like, listen, subscribe, hit the little bell so you can get notifications. And Orbit is here to say shout out to Heel Team 6. Shout out to Sean. I can't wait to wear my red shirt when it comes in. Now a little baby Orbit shirt on. With a Sean on the front and the Heel Team 6 right there. And Orbit in Houston is always #1. Go get him, Chef.
You already know what it is, man. It's Sorky New York, Chef. I'm not gonna plug anything. My guys, I love my guys. I love what they do, and it's about promoting good people. You know, obviously, I always wear me, so if you're interested in everything, just hit me up. Y'all know what it is already. Crooked Smile, let us out of here, brother.
Yeah, Crooked Smile, let us out, bro.
Thank you guys again. We appreciate you guys watching, and we will go ahead and kick it off from right there.
Yes, sir.